Rahim. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we will discuss unit number 5, environments and food chains. First I read recall. All living things move, grow, take in food, feel, breathe and reproduce. Plants and animals depend on each other to survive. Habitats are the natural homes of plants and animals. A group of interacting living things and the environment is called an ecosystem. Plants and animals are adapted to their habitats. There are different types of habitat. Human and natural disasters can affect habitat and ecosystems. A food chain shows how all living things depend upon each other for food. There are four main parts to a food chain: the sun, producers, consumers, and decomposers. Dear students, this is just a recall what we have studied earlier. For example, we know that all living things have the ability to move, grow, take food, breathe, reproduce. These are the characteristics of living things. Then plants and animals, depend on each other. Whenever they live in an environment, we get food from the plants. So they both depend each other, and plants get carbon dioxide from animals. Different animals and plants, they grow in different places, and then of course they are whatever is living in an environment, they interact with each other. This is called an ecosystem. Means a group of living things that live in and interact with each other, which have relation with each other, that is an ecosystem. There are different types of habitat. Habitat means a place, a natural home where the plants and animals live. Then natural disasters, like the flood, the earthquake, they can change and affect the ecosystem and habitats. And there is a food chain that shows that how different and living things depend upon each other, and they are the different parts of food chain at last, like producers, consumers, decomposers. Now in this unit you will learn that the environment of all living creatures is the earth. We must take care of our environment, the earth and the plants and animals on it, to keep a proper balance. Living things need air, water, minerals, light and warmth. Living things are classified into different groups. Plants make their food through the process called photosynthesis. Living things protect themselves to survive. Animals deal with the temperature variation in different ways. A food chain shows how all living things depend upon each other for food. Animals may be herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, or parasites. There are four main parts to a food chain: the sun, producers, consumers, and decomposers. So, the first topic is environment. Your environment is everything that is around you wherever you happen to be. Your house, your school, the roads, the playing fields, the shops, the people, the city you live in, and the air you breathe all form part of your environment. On a wider scale, wide means large scale, the environment of all living creatures is the earth. Every living thing has its own environment. We need to take care of the things in our environment. We also need to take care of the environment itself, those non-living things such as the light, air, water, and soil. Dear students, what is environment? Environment means everything that is around you. Whatever is around you is your environment. Like if you are living somewhere, the shops, the streets, the fields, or the place where you live, and the air you breathe, and your house, the roads, everything is your environment. Wherever you are living, everything around you is your environment. And all the, there are different creatures like plants, animals, microorganisms. So all the environment of all the living things is earth. We all are living on planet Earth, there are 8 planets, and all the living things are living on just on Earth. So Earth is our environment, and we have to take care of our environment. We should keep it clean. And there are some living things in the environment and also some non-living things. What are living things? Like the plants, like the animals, the human beings, the microorganisms, means the organisms which are very small, and we use to see them with the microscope. They are the microorganisms. These are the living things. And what are the non-living things in the environment? Like the air, the water, soil, light. These are the non-living things in the environment. We have to take care of living and non-living things in the environment. The first non-living thing in the environment is water. Without water, there would be no life on earth. Living things need water. Humans and animals need water to help them digest food. The chemical changes in the body can only take place if there is water. Plants need water to help them to grow and to produce food in their leaves. We all know very well that water is the basic necessity of life. It is the basic thing required for the life. If there is no water, we can't imagine life on earth. This is the basic necessity, as I told earlier. So all the human beings, animals, plants, we all need water. Human beings and animals need water to digest the food. Whatever we eat, water is required for the digestion. And the chemical processes, the chemical changes that happens in the body is only possible because of water. Now what plants do with water? Plants need water to help them to grow, to produce the food. If there is no water, plants are unable to make their food. So water is necessary for all the living organisms on earth. The next factor, the next component of our environment is air. The air surrounding the earth contains many gases. One of these gases is oxygen. You take oxygen into the body when you breathe. Plants breathe through the pores in the leaves called stomata. All living things need oxygen to get energy from the food. Oxygen burns the food to produce energy. This energy is used for growth and to repair the damaged parts. You breathe out carbon dioxide. It is another important gas. You will learn more about this later. Dear students, the second most important thing of the environment is air. Air is made up of different gases. For example, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and some other gases are also there, like neon, helium, krypton. These all the gases combine together and form air. Now, one of these gases is oxygen, that is 21%, and it is very important for us because we take oxygen into the body when we breathe. When we breathe, which gas we take in? We take in oxygen gas. And why we take in oxygen gas? Because oxygen gas helps to burn the food to produce energy. Oxygen is responsible for producing energy as it burns the food. And what plants do with this? Plants breathe through their pores. There are small holes on the underside of the leaves that are called stomata. There are very small holes which you can see with the help of microscope. You can't see with the naked eye. Okay, there are very small holes on the lower surface of the leaf through which the plants breathe. So all the living things like animals, plants, human beings, we all need oxygen. And when we eat food, we breathe in oxygen, and oxygen helps to break down the food to produce energy. Now what we do with that energy? Of course, that energy is required for different processes, for different cells to repair, for the growth, and whatever we do, like jumping, running, walking, you need energy. If you don't have energy, you can't do anything. We breathe in oxygen and we take out which gas? We take out carbon dioxide. We breathe out carbon dioxide. And this carbon dioxide is used by the plants. See how Allah has balanced all cycle, that we take in oxygen and we take out carbon dioxide. Now, in plants, the case is reverse. They take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen gas. In this way, carbon dioxide and oxygen gas remains balanced in the atmosphere. Do you know? You can see here in the box, oxygen can be toxic too. Toxic means harmful, dangerous. If we breathe pure oxygen, we can die. Just see how crazy it is that if we breathe pure oxygen, we can die. Now you would be shocked that how is that possible? Okay, now I explain you that how this happens. We inhale air for getting oxygen. The air we breathe contains many gases, out of which 21% is oxygen. This oxygen gas combines with the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein that is present in the red blood cells. The hemoglobin and transported to all the cells by red blood cells to produce energy. I repeat, this oxygen gas, this oxygen which we breathe in combines with hemoglobin and transported to all the cell by red blood cells to produce energy. However, some inhaled oxygen turns into free radicals. Some of the oxygen turns into free radicals that are unstable and can be very harmful. Hence, our body produces antioxidants that utilizes the free radicals. But if we inhale pure oxygen for a long time, the number of the radicals, free radicals, increases and it becomes difficult to antioxidant to neutralize them. Hence, the unstable radicals begin to combine with protein and red blood cells and change the structure. As a result, our immune system doesn't recognize the red blood cells and begins to kill them. Besides, the radicals damage the DNA, which could lead to cancer. So our immune system, so inhale pure oxygen for much long time is dangerous for us. So this is how the pure oxygen is dangerous for us. The next important thing is minerals. Now, the first thing is, what is a mineral? A solid, naturally occurring inorganic substance that is called a mineral. Soil contains minerals. Living things need minerals for health and growth. Plants take in minerals through the roots directly from the soil. Okay, from where do plants get minerals? They get minerals from the soil. How? The roots are responsible. The function of the root is to absorb water. So minerals are dissolved in water. When the plants absorb water, the minerals also get absorbed into the body of the plants. In this way, they get minerals from the soil through roots. Animals take in minerals by eating plants. Animals eat plants like goat, cow, horse. They all eat plants, and the mineral present in the plant body is transferred into the animals. Humans take in minerals by eating plants and herbivorous animals. Now, how we get minerals? We eat different vegetables and herbivorous animal. Herbivorous animals are those animals which eat plants. For example, goat, cow, we eat the meat of these animals, and we eat plants as well, like ladyfinger, like lettuce. These all the vegetables, they contain minerals. In this way, we take in minerals. Light. The next important thing that is present in our environment is light. The sun gives out light. Plants are able to make their food by using sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. Humans and animals get energy from eating plants and other animals. So, sunlight is important for plant as well as animals. The basic source of light is sun. We all get light from the sun. Plants make their food with the help of sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. As I told you earlier, that plants absorb which gas? They absorb carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. So, the plants require sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to make their food by the process of photosynthesis. The process by which plants make food is called photosynthesis. So humans and animals get energy from eating plants and other animals. How we get energy? Of course, we get energy from animals and plants. If you don't eat food, what happens? You can't survive more than maybe 2-3 days like this. So, why we eat food? To get energy. And how you get energy? We get energy from eating plants and animals. So, sunlight is important for plants to make their food, and as well as this light is important for animals and human beings also, because if plant couldn't make their food, we also couldn't get energy. We also don't get the food. So, sunlight is important for all of us, plants, animals, and human beings, for all of us. Here you can see sunlight is used by the plant to make food. Then this plant is eaten by the deer, and then this deer is eaten by cheetah. So this is the cycle how all the living things get energy from one another. The last factor of the environment is warmth. Warmth means moderate temperature. Most living things need some warmth for life. In most places on earth, temperatures are not too high or too low, but just right. Living in places with extreme temperatures is difficult. There are very few plants and animals in hot and cold, icy climates. It means, as I told you, moderate means normal amount of heat. It is required for the life on earth. And from where we get heat? We get heat from the sun. All the living things need warmth to survive, to live. In some places, the temperature is normal, not too high, not too low. Means the temperature is normal where living things can easily live. But there are some places which have extreme temperature. Extreme temperature means either too hot or either too cold. That is extreme situation. And in that places, not all animals can survive. There are very few plants and animals which can live, which can grow in extreme temperatures. For example, we know in deserts. You know what is a desert? Desert is a sandy place with no much water. In deserts, the cactus plant grows. Now, how cactus plant grow in deserts? Because it has the ability to store water in its leaves, and it has spines on its body to protect itself from other animals. So not all plants can grow in desert, but only cactus can grow. All right, because the temperature in desert is very high. It's very hot in deserts, so not all plants can grow. You can see, even you see very few plants in desert areas. Similarly, some animals can live in very high very cold temperatures, very icy climates, like for example polar bear. You know, polar bear can live in icy climates where it's too much cold. So not other animals can live there, because polar bear has a very thick fur on its body that insulate it, that protect it from the cold weather. So this is how some animals can live in very extreme temperatures, like very hot or very cold, but not all living things can grow there or can live there. Thank you, students.